different than what you guys saw.
It's a little hot, so I'm gonna take my hoodie off. Just give me a second. Hi everyone, so my name is Mateo, as y'all know, and I'm a 16-year-old graduate of the Heartslanding program, and I'm here in front of everyone to share more about my story, my experiences, and some wisdom. So throughout my whole life, I've been, going through struggles. I was born in Bogota, Colombia, and instantly put up for adoption. I was at the orphanage where I was emotionally neglected for about 3 months, and even though I'm beyond thankful for my parents, being adopted, it set me off in life with some, at a disadvantage. I grew up with tons of separation anxiety and some really intense abandonment issues. So I think the part of my story that I want to begin at is when I was about 11 years old when I moved to California. So when I moved to California from Ohio, my life just, instantly took a turn for the worse. I started engaging in a lot of bad behaviors, things like self-harm, drug abuse, toxic relationships. And at the age of 13, I had my first suicide attempt, which resulted in a 5150, which is a 72-hour stay at a mental hospital. And after that, I felt my problems begin to define me, and that first 5150 led to 5 more for a total of 6, 2 group homes, 2 rehabs. And I felt my problems completely define my whole life. And after going through death threats, gang-related violence, sexual assaults, and denying that all of that happened and that I was actually struggling and that I was actually in pain, it just all hit me at once. All my problems, all my depression and anxiety and fears, it just all, hit me. And after that, they started to ruin my life and define who I was. So, like I said, I've been to 10 programs. And after those 10 programs, I finally found God. Well, I found God in the 10th program, which was a group home down in Loomis. And that led me to Heartslanding, my bad. And after I gave my life over to God, I realized I still have a lot of scars. I'm always going to have those. My experiences made me into what I am today, which I'm thankful for that. But, sometimes I wonder if it was worth it. But being able to share in front of everyone, I think it was worth it because I have that hope that I'm helping at least one person. If I helped one person, it was worth it, 100%. But, so even though I still have scars, I know that God is with me. And I know he's always going to be with me. So in the past few months, I've been going through a little bit of a depressive slump, and life's been a little hard. But then I met someone, and that person completely changed my life and opened up my eyes to so many things. She was a person who I was able to feel safe with after spending so many years in fear. And I truly believe that that person was a complete godsend for me because it allowed me to breathe and, rest after so many years of fighting. And, after I met that person, I started having anxiety about them leaving. Like I said, the abandonment issues, they always kick in with whoever it is. It could be anyone, a friend, someone more than that, or just a random person. I'm always afraid that they're going to leave. And the anxiety, like I said, is set in. And I was in a constant state of panic that that person was going to leave. So I talked to my therapist about it because I didn't like that feeling. It was a horrible feeling, and I was super uncomfortable the whole time. And what my therapist told me is that you need to ground yourself. And I know what grounding is, but I'm sure at least some of you don't. So I'm going to take everyone through a grounding exercise. So this is called box breathing, and it's extremely simple. What I want everyone to do is try to find a place to sit. If not, just stand comfortably. Put both your feet on the ground if you're able to, and then just rest your hands on your lap. So what we're going to do is we're going to inhale for 4 seconds, And then we're going to hold it for 4 seconds and then exhale for 4 seconds and do it 4 times. So just everyone breathe in really quickly, a nice inhale, and close your eyes if you feel comfortable to. All right, everyone inhale for 4 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now hold it for 4 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then exhale for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to do it 3 more times. Inhale for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now hold it. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, I would like everyone to finish the rest without me while I explain how it works. So, breathing is fundamental to everyone's life. That's how we survive. But the thing about breathing is if you do it correctly and if you really learn how to focus on it, it allows you to become present. What I learned in therapy is that anxiety is the fear of the future and depression is the fear of the past. So if you're always worrying about what happens tomorrow, what's going to happen, or what happened yesterday, you won't be able to live in the present. And the present, it's a gift. It's the present. But yeah, after learning how to ground myself, I was able to enjoy the moments now and not be worried about what's happening tomorrow, what's happening in 2 hours, what's happening in 30 minutes. It allowed me to live. Not just breathe, but actually live and enjoy my life experiences. So another thing that I learned in therapy is that the whole point of therapy isn't to solve your problems and get rid of them all. Some things like depression are chemical imbalances in our brain, and you can't really solve that, but what you can do is learn tools, things like grounding, to help you become more equipped to, battle depression, because it is a battle. It's a whole fight, and it's a hard one. It's a very long-lasting one. It's tiring, it's difficult, it's exhausting. But for me, what's helped is grounding, because like I said, depression is the fear of the past for the most part, And another thing that's helped me is prayer. So I never used to be super spiritual, I used to be somewhat spiritual, somewhat religious. I didn't go to church like that. And then on October 12th, 2020, I woke up in the group home, and it was the switch to get better and the want and the motivation had flipped. So I woke up with a new want and desire to really connect with God. And recently I've had it is what it is. If it's meant to be, it will happen mindset with I have to go get it and pursue it. But what I've really realized is that when I hand things over to God, he provides. And case in point, I've wanted to speak in front of crowds since I was a little kid. And I'm 16 and here I am, It's a magical and beautiful thing what God can do for our lives. So I got out of the group home in Quanania on May 5th, May 5th, 2021. Yeah? Okay. And ever since then, I've started to, improve my life little by little. I started going to church, a youth group every Wednesday, and I love it there. It's amazing, and what I learned there is that God doesn't always give you what you want. The pastor was saying that teens nowadays think that anytime they ask God for something, they're going to get it. But the truth is that isn't true, Because sometimes God sees that what you're asking for, you don't need right now, or it's not time, And another thing that God sees is sometimes you don't need it, What was I going to say? An example of that, of me not needing what I asked God for, was when I was from 13 to 14, I used to ask God to let me pass away in my sleep, because that was the only time I felt peace and happiness. And God didn't give it to me because clearly I didn't need that. You know, so it's like, yeah. I want to read everyone a Bible verse. It's Philippians 4, chapter 4, verse 4 to 7. And it goes like this. Rejoice in the Lord. I will say it again, rejoice. Let his gentleness be evident to all. The Lord is near. Do not be anxious about anything, but in every situation by prayer and petition with thanksgiving, present your requests to God. And the peace of God, which transcends all understanding, will guard your heart and your minds in Christ. Amen. Amen. And the thing that I really like about that verse is, and the peace of God, which transcends all understanding. And I remember I was talking to my dad because my dad was a pastor, so I talked to him about God all the time. And I was telling him that, like, recently I've been, like, on a whole different level of peace. Like, I could be, it's like, picture me sitting right here, you know? But there's a fire all around me and everything's getting destroyed. But I'm fine. That's how I felt. I felt like my world was crumbling down upon me. But I was fine. And at first it kind of scared me because I was like, why do I feel okay when like so much is going on? And my dad read to me that verse and he said, it's peace that surpasses all understanding. And yeah. And I'm so grateful to say, and I want to thank God for allowing me to feel that because like I've never felt that before. And it's such a crazy thing to be able to experience, you know? And I know that I still struggle. I'm not perfect. No one is. And I still mess up. I'm still going to slip up. But the mistakes aren't what define us. What defines us is how we get up and move on from those mistakes. You know, like the whole mirror activity that I did. Our problems do not define us at all. And what I've really tried to always remember is that no matter what I'm going through, no matter where I am, no matter who I'm with, God is going to be with me. And I hope everyone realizes that too, because it's hard to understand that when you're really going through it, when you're really in the dark place, when you're in the tunnel and it's dark all around you and you're looking for that light and you can't find it. It's hard to find hope, but it's possible, you know? I'm the perfect example, you know? I used to be an addict, you know, fighting everyone, horrible person, a liar, a thief, and like, you know, now I'm here. And I can't express my gratitude. There are no words that can begin to express how grateful I am for everyone here supporting Heartslanding, because I can say with full confidence Heartslanding played a major role in my recovery and my health and where I am today. So thank you everyone for supporting Heartslanding, and thank you to the amazing, beautiful staff and the volunteers. I also want to say a quick thank you to everyone in my personal life who has supported me through all the things I've been through. Y'all really mean more than the world to me. I love every single one of you. Thank you.